Hello, good morning everyone. I am Vikas Kumar, Assistant Professor of Mathematics and Coordinator of IIC-IIMT College of Science and Technology, Greater Noida. I welcome all the dignitaries, our esteemed guests, on behalf of College of Science and Technology, Greater Noida. Today, we are gathered here for expert talk on topic process of innovations, development, technology readiness level, commercialization of lab technologies, and technology transfer. First of all, I welcome our esteemed guest, Advocate Swapnil Gawande, Director BLI Consultancy Private Limited, Dr. Poonam Pandey, Director IIMT College of Science and Technology, Greater Noida, Dr. C.S. Yadav, Dean, IIMT College of Science and Technology, Dr. Vaisali, HOD, BSCCS, and Convener, IIC-IIMT College of Science and Technology, Dr. Disha Vidyarthi, Convener, IIC-IIMT College of Science and Technology. I also welcome all coordinators, faculty members, students, and all the attendees. Now, I introduce our allied guest, Advocate Swapnil Gawande. He is intellectual property right attorney. He is director of BLI Consultancy Private Limited and registered patent trademark attorney, UMS-led auditor BIS. He is former adjunct professor IBSS Engineering College. He is working as patent consultant for more than 200 educational institutions and organizations. He is also working as trainer for various institutions, organizations, including MSME, MCED, and Indian Patent Office RGNIIPM. Now I request our guest for sharing his knowledge with all of us. Sir, over to you. Please, you can proceed now.
Thank you, sir. So, very good morning, everybody. The session which I will be taking today, the topic is basically process of innovation, development, tech readiness level TRL 9, commercialization and tech transfer. So basically to understand this subject, first of all, we need to understand what exactly is meant by the concept of property. Because when we are talking about developing some innovation or invention or a product, and now if you think that whatever I have developed, I must commercially gain something out of it. So for that purpose, first of all, you need to look at your innovation from an aspect of a property. Because until and unless you convert your innovation into an property, you cannot buy, sell, or commercialize that thing. For that purpose, we need to understand what exactly is meant by property. In simple word, if I go with our legal language will say right to use and abuse one's own within limits of law. But in simple term, anything which you can claim belongs to you and you hold the right to utilize that thing. That legal document is called as document which converts that thing into your property. When we talk about invention or innovation, for that purpose, property can be divided in two types. One is tangible form of property and other is intangible form of property. In simple word, if I wish to explain these two parts, any property which you can see and sense can be called as tangible form of property. But every property doesn't hold value only on its tangible form. Like if you take an example, whenever you see that a new product is launched in market, at that time price of that product is high. Whereas when time lapses, 1 year or 2 years passes, gradually the price of that product reduces. Why exactly this happens? There are factors that other the commercial investments have been done by that company and the company needs to recover those investments. But major factor is that whenever I am introducing something new or whenever I am introducing something innovative, obviously I have taken my innovation, my time, my efforts, and I need extra royalty for that. We can take an example of for that purpose, we can take an example of a simple company. If at present I wish to start a masala company, obviously the material which will be required will be same as established companies. The costing, the infrastructure that will be required will be same as the existing company. But obviously the sale of existing company and price of existing company's product will be higher compared to mine. Why exactly this is happening? Although both of us are selling masala of same quality, because there are n number of invisible properties which that company has gathered during that course of time, like their reputation, their brand name, their value, any innovative approach based on which they are manufacturing their products. All these things, although cannot be seen by naked eye, but they hold a significant value. And all sorry, and all these invisible things are called as intangible form of property. When we talk about this intangible form of property, one of the most important aspect about innovation and technology commercialization, which every one of us must know, that is intellectual property. What exactly is meant by intellectual property? In simple word, whenever I am talking about intellectual property simply means any property which I create using my intellect. We can take an example. If I am doing my PhD or if I am doing my postgraduate research work or if I am working on any project, what exactly is my basic investment? I will need a lab, I will need some raw material, I will need some machineries to assemble those materials. All these things are tangible form, all these things are important, but 100 times more important is my mind. Because to work on a project, to work on my PhD or to create something new, I will have to think from my mind, and whatever will be innovated from my mind, that is far more important for me compared to the raw material which I'll be using for completing that project. Because without applying my brain, that project cannot be completed. In that case, what is the most important thing for me in that project, or what is the major investment? The 6 7 8 months 2 years which I have spent to develop that project, my time, my intellect, that is the most important property which I have invested. And all those things, for construction of whom the primary tool is my brain, is called as intellectual property. This intellectual property is again further divided into different types. Whenever the basic problem, what happens, especially in technology universities or innovators, people think that I am working on a technology, I will file a patent application and my technology will get commercialized. But in practical sense, this doesn't happen. If you are looking at a simple bottle of Coca-Cola, bottle of Coke is not just patent or is not just trademark or their brand name. Until and unless that company merges multiple intellectual property rights, they cannot hold market monopoly on that technology. As well as, if we look at a bottle of Coca-Cola, the first thing that comes, shape of that bottle is unique. It cannot be protected by way of patent. The brand which Coca-Cola has developed, because of which customer will purchase that product, that can also not be protected by way of patent. If they have done something, they have used some innovative resources which are originated from specific locations only, that will also not be able to be get protected by way of patent. So for that purpose, whenever you are looking for a technology or whenever you are planning that I want to start my own startup, I want to start my business or I wish to commercialize my technology, we need to understand intellectual properties in a broader aspect, not just restrict ourselves to a single type of intellectual property. So this intellectual property is basically divided in two types. One is industrial property and other is artistic work. More the number of intellectual properties are there in your innovation, there is stronger probability of success of your invention. So the first type of intellectual property under industrial property is patent. What protection will be granted in your innovative part by way of patent? Whenever you wish to protect your invention, your inventions will be protected by way of patent application. For this purpose, we will take example of a mineral water bottle. If you go to market, you will find one brand of mineral water bottle. Name of that brand is Oxyrich. It is manufactured by Manikchand Aqua. You look at that bottle or you look at the advertisement of that company. What Oxyrich says, our water contains 200% more oxygen. Or on that bottle also it is written added oxygen. You take bottle of any other company, Bisleri, Aquafina or Bailey or any other company, you will find added minerals written on it. But not a single company will write added oxygen. Why this happens? If you look at that bottle, on bottle of Oxyrich, it is written patent protected technology. That means Oxyrich is claiming we have developed a technology with the help of which we can add oxygen in water, and that technology is protected, that process is protected by us by way of filing of patent application. So if any other person tries to copy this process, he will be infringing our intellectual property, he will be infringing our patent. So whenever any invention is there in your product or your process, that inventions are protected by way of filing of patent application. Second intellectual property is trademark. If you make any brand name or any identification mark for your product or your technology, all those identification marks are protected by way of trademark application. Many times we think only name of company or logo of company, that is trademark, but we need to understand the real definition of trademark. Definition of trademark in simple word means any identification mark based on which customer can identify what exactly is source or origin of goods or services which I am purchasing. So identification mark based on which an individual or a customer identifies the source of goods or services, that all those identification marks can be protected by a trademark. It's not just name or logo. There is one Norwegian company. What that Norwegian company does, they spray a specific kind of perfume on their garment. And their claim is when a blind customer will come to a shop, just by smelling our garment, he will come to know that what is the source or origin of our product. And in this way, a specific fragrance on a garment is protected by that company by way of trademark application. So whenever you are creating any kind of identification mark, that can be a slogan, that can be a jingle, that can be a unique identification mark, name, logo, or anything, all those identification marks are protected by way of trademark application. Third intellectual property is industrial design. As said earlier, in case of Coca-Cola, you will see that the shape of bottle of Coca-Cola is different compared to the shape of bottle of any other company. Or you go to any showroom of who make shoe wear, you will find out in Bata or Khadim they write design number below that. Or if you go to a designer wear garment shop, they will say, "Sir, madam, our garments are designer wear." What exactly they mean by that? That the design on those garments or the shape or structure of those shoes or chappal, all those shape and structures are unique and they are protected by us by the design application so that no other person can copy that design. Even if we take example of a water bottle, you might have seen a 250 ml Bisleri bottle. It is having a dew shape and you will not find same shape bottle of any other company. Why this happens? Because Bisleri has protected shape of that bottle under Industrial Design Act so that no other company can copy that shape. So if whatever product you are developing, If its shape, structure or ornamentation is unique, it looks different compared to others, that shape, structure or ornamentation is protected by way of industrial design act. Third intellectual, the fourth intellectual property which is there, that is geographical indication. The previous intellectual properties which we have seen, all these are individual rights. Like if I am inventing something, I'll be filing a patent application. If I am having an industry or I am having a business, I'll be filing a trademark application. If I am designing something new, I'll be filing industrial designs application. But geographical indication is only kind of intellectual property which is a community right, not an individual right. And what exactly community right is there? Whenever any product is famous because of its geography, all those products are protected under geographical indication. You might have seen our Honorable Prime Minister have launched a project that wherever there is a railway station, one stall will be there. And that stall will be selling the unique product which is made in that region only. So one stall, one product scheme is there, which you will find at every railway station, you will find that single stall. What exactly uniqueness is there? That means if any region is famous for any products. Like I am from Nagpur region, whenever Nagpur comes in my mind or whenever I meet someone, he says, okay, oranges of Nagpur are famous. If you go to Agra, Petha will come in your mind. If you go to West Bengal, Bengali mithai will come in your mind. If you go to Nashik region, grapes will come. If you go to Kashmir, Pashmina shawl will come. So whenever any product is famous because of its geography, a community of people who manufacture that product or farmers, they can come together and protect that product under geographical indication. So that only people residing and doing that business in that region can sell that product with that geography name. That exactly is called as geographical indication. And next type of intellectual property is copyright. Whenever you are writing a book, whenever you are writing a poem or making a YouTube video, you might have seen at the time of, if you copy some other part in your YouTube video, a copyright strike comes on your video. What exactly that strike means? That you are copying some other person's part. So whenever any artistic work is done by you, all those things will obviously be protected by way of copyright. But copyright is equally important in business also. Whenever I am starting my business, my first copyright will be the first project report which I will be preparing to submit before bank or before authorities, so that what exactly business I am going to do and how exactly I will be doing that business. That will be my first copyright. After starting my business, on my packaging, if I am drawing some new designs or drawings, all those drawings and designs will be protected by way of copyright. If I am creating an advertisement, my advertisement will be my copyright. If I am making some pamphlets for distribution, all those pamphlets will also be protected by way of copyright. So it is not that although copyright is involved in a larger ambit of artistic work like paintings, drawings, everything, but still for any business, copyright is also very important aspect. And now we will try to understand, if you are working on a project and if you merge multiple intellectual property rights in your project, to what level your innovation can go. For that purpose also, we are again taking example of a bottle, of a mineral water bottle. The bottle about which I am talking is bottle of Evian. You can go on Amazon and find out price of bottle of Evian. Normal, the basic bottle of Evian starts from 650 rupees for 500 ml. That is 1300 rupees liter, and it can go to 10,000 to 15,000 rupees liters also. Now issue arises when Bisleri, Aquafina, like reputed companies are selling water at the price of 20 rupees liter. Why will a person spend 1300 rupees for water? The reason lies behind multiple intellectual property rights which are there embedded in this bottle of Evian, which increases its price from 20 rupees to 1300 rupees. The first reason or first intellectual property which is in this bottle of Evian, that that is the shape of this bottle. The shape which you are looking at this bottle, you will find out that all bottles are having different shapes. The center bottle, although it is having similar shape, you will see there is a difference in shape of cap of its bottle. So whenever Evian designs a new shape of bottle, that shape of bottle is protected under Industrial Designs Act, so that no other company can copy shape of that bottle. So first intellectual property in bottle of Evian is industrial design. Second intellectual property which is in bottle of Evian is copyright. The designs which you are seeing on this bottle, like if you start from right hand side, a penguin with some bubbles is there. If you come in between, a special structure has been drawn. The center bottle and eye has been drawn. If you go to left, mountains are shown. All these designs are drawn by world's renowned designers, so that whenever this bottle gets empty, it becomes a collectible item based on the designer who has designed that unique design on that bottle. So that part is protected by way of copyright. Third intellectual property is trademark, that is brand Evian itself. When I look at bottle of Evian, Evian is protected in 160 countries globally. So if I'm an international traveler, wherever in the world I'm traveling, if I'm purchasing bottle of Evian, I will get original bottle of Evian only, because it will be trademark protected in each and every country globally. Next intellectual property of Evian is patent. Now, where is patent in Evian? Like previous one of Oxyrich, patent was in water. But in case of Evian, patent is not in water. The bottle of Evian itself is a patent. The bottle in which Evian water is packed, that bottle is made from 100% decomposable polyethylene material. So whenever I'm using a bottle of Evian, my bottle is 100% environmental friendly, and the polyethylene material which is there, that will not impact my body. It is 100% safe. So the next technology which is there, that is patent. Another intellectual property which is there in bottle of Evian, that is geographical indication. Why geographical indication is there? When I am purchasing bottle of Bisleri in Nagpur, water of Bisleri will be taken in that bottle from Nagpur bottling plant. If I travel to Delhi, it will be taken from Delhi bottling plant. So every time my water is changing, even if I'm traveling within India. Imagine about global travelers who need to travel all over the world, and if they are purchasing any XYZ bottle, how many times their water will change. And whenever water changes, it impacts body. So what Evian does, in Italy, under Alps mountains, they have taken a specific stream whose mineral content of water is extremely high, and the quality of water is considered extremely good. They pack that bottle and transport that bottle globally. So being an international traveler, if I am purchasing bottle of Evian, wherever in the world I am, my water will never change. So celebrities like Virat Kohli, Amitabh Bachchan, Ambani, who need to frequently travel, they obviously prefer Evian. Even if they are at home, they will never drink water of their home. They will always drink Evian water, so that their water must never change. So that is another intellectual property which is there in brand Evian. And when you merge these multiple intellectual properties, if you are able to identify whatever project on which you are working, or whatever product or process on which you are working, don't just look at that project from single intellectual property point of view. Try to identify how many intellectual properties can be there in my product or or my invention, and how I can merge those various intellectual properties and enhance value of my technology. So if you look at your innovation in this aspect, or your invention in this aspect, you can protect your invention from multiple aspects. And when you protect your invention from multiple aspects, from every aspect, value of your technology will keep on increasing. So whenever you are looking at about commercialization of your technology, first thing which you must look is about multiple intellectual properties which can be there in your technology. Next thing is that you need to understand potential of your technology. Many times what happens, there are n number of misconceptions compared to conceptions in relation to technology development. Many times what we do, we start living in a vague world whenever we are developing a technology. And another thing is that till date, now it's more than 15 years from which I'm working in this field. I have filed more than the 3,000 patent applications from various industries and the individuals. I have never came across an inventor who says that my technology is just okay, or just it came in my mind, so I'm filing a patent application. Most of the people who approach me or with whom I interact, everyone says, "Sir, just let my technology come in market. My technology will completely change the world." So people are not realistic about impact of their technology. And moreover, what happens? We start living in an imaginary world whenever we start to think about any technology. For that purpose, we will take some few interesting inventions which created huge market hype. One was self-deploying screen protector, which was patent of Apple. What this technology does, whenever your cell phone falls down, through a sensor, it is identified what will be the point of contact of your phone with the ground. And at that point of contact, a screen guard is activated so that under no circumstances your cell phone will get damaged. Second inventions are super drones for online delivery. This is patent of Amazon. What exactly this patent does? In this patent application, whenever I am booking any product on Amazon, what Amazon will do, through AI, it will identify which is the nearest location where this product is kept and from where it will be most convenient to supply this product. In this case, what exactly will happen? In this case, at that location, through automation, that product will be packed. Drone will pick that product and drop that product at my doorstep, so that the process of delivery of that product will be significantly enhanced, as well as it will also become significantly cost effective. Next is robotic bees. This is patent application of Walmart. What this robotics bee do? The function of pollination can be artificially performed by way of this robotic bees. Next patent application is 3D printed plane of Airbus. Next are comfort wear, which can adapt themselves as per surrounding the environment. This is patent application of IBM. So multiple patent applications are there, which create a huge hype. But when we look at this patent application, you will see that these patents are very interesting, innovative, and as well as backed by world's global giants, which are Fortune 100 companies. But have you seen even a single invention in market? When your cell phone is falling down or when your friend's cell phone is falling down, does any automatic screen guard comes which protects that cell phone? Or whenever you are placing an order on Amazon, is drone delivering that order at your doorstep? So although these inventions are very innovative, but these inventions have till date not even seen the actual light of commercialization. Although they are backed by global giants, although these inventions can attract any person on this earth, but when we look at other inventions, like the image which you are looking here, can without reading the title, can you assess what exactly this image might be? The image which you are looking here, this has been taken from one patent application which was filed in 1948. This patent application was filed by J.B. Friedman. What J.B. Friedman did, J.B. Friedman went with his 3 years old daughter at a juice shop. When he went at the juice shop, what exactly happened? When he was at juice shop, his daughter was not able to drink that juice from the glass with the straw. Because whenever she used to try to drink it with straw, that straw used to get folded and juice she was not able to drink that juice. So what J.B. Friedman imagined, if I can develop a foldable straw, how convenient it will be. So the image which you are looking is a simple image of a foldable straw, which was filed by J.B. Friedman in 1948. Life of patent is 20 years. It was filed in 48 and in 68, this patent application expired. But even today, the total number of foldable straws manufactured globally, 60% of foldable straws are manufactured by the company who took this patent from J.B. Friedman. So this exactly is power of patenting. Similarly, if we take another example, the image which you are looking, almost everyone might have seen this image. There are some weeds which are stuck in hair of dog. If it's your pet dog, you remove those weeds. If it's a stray dog, you ignore that. But there was one inventor whose name was George D. Menstral. When George D. Menstral went on morning walk with his dog, when he came back, he also observed the same image. But a curiosity came in his mind, why these weeds are so firmly stuck in the dog's hair. So what he did, he cut down those hair with weeds and saw it under microscope. And he realized that when hard surface of weed come in contact with soft hair, they get tangled and a hook-like effect is created. And based on his simple observation, What he invented? Velcro. Now, there might be a person who might not have seen weeds on dog hair, but there is not a single person who has not used his invention. That is Velcro. So always keep in mind, the more simple your product is, the more consumer market your product can highlight, there is more probability of commercialization of your invention. It is not necessary that you need to develop some sci-fi technology. More simplistic your invention is, there is more probability that your invention will achieve a commercial success. Sorry. And next thing is, whenever you are working on a technology, development of invention is always a work in progress. Many times we think that the thing which is in my mind, already many people and companies have worked on that technology, and now that technology, there is nothing much to do in that. But always keep in mind, this doesn't happen. You, even if you conduct a patentability search of paperclip, simple paperclip, you will find more than 500 patent applications filed on that simple paperclip, various modifications which people have made on that paperclip. So it is not at all necessary that whenever you are working on a technology, if you think although various people are doing, always there is a scope of improvement, and whenever you will be developing that product, for future person also there will always be a scope of improvement. We can take a simple example, that is of a tin opener. The tin opener, whenever you purchase a bottle of Coke or Pepsi, a can of Coke or Pepsi, you will find that there is a tin in which those liquids are stored. The need of tin arose in 19th century. What was there in 19th century? How Britishers used to come to India? They used to come to India by ships. And when they used to come to India by ships, they have to travel for months. Or many times ships used to travel for years also. And if you need to travel for such a long time and you have to be on sea, you need to preserve your foodstuff. And to solve this problem, how to preserve foodstuff, an inventor came in 1810 whose name was Peter Durand. What Peter Durand invented? Peter Durand invented a soldered tin container in which you can preserve your foodstuff. But although Peter Durand has invented a soldered tin container in 1810, but he forgot to invent how to open that soldered tin container. So what used to be done at that time from 1810 to 1855, for a span of 45 years, shipmen used to keep gunpowder on that tin, and they used to blast that gunpowder to tear apart that tin and to bring the stuff, food stuff which are preserved in that tin outside. So this happened for a span of almost 45 years. After 45 years, in 1855, wooden handle with claw-shaped blade came. Just a minute. अर्धा तास. हाँ. Wooden handle with claw-shaped blades came. And what exactly that wooden handle with claw-shaped blade was there? There was a wooden handle. On that, a claw-shaped blade was placed. And what they were doing, they used to pierce that blade in that tin, and they used to tear it apart. So this simple invention, it took 45 years for this invention to come in market. So this invention came in 1855, and this was used almost till 1931. In 1931, electric can openers came, where there was an electric machine. In that electric machine, you put that can and it will tear apart the upper portion of that can. It came in 1935 and 1931, but it was used for the shorter span of time, for almost for 11 years only, because in 1942, during Second World War, when USA had to send its troops on the remote locations where electricity supply was practically impossible, they devised a hinge device with the help of which they can open the can. So the image which you are seeing here, this image has been taken from 1942 US patent application, which was filed by US Defense Organization. And they spent millions of dollars to make this simple opener which hinged triangular blade. So this series went on from 1810 to 1942. When these hinge blades were made, People thought that technology has ended here. It took 120 years, but now technology has stopped. But after a span in 1969, that means 159 years after invention of tin, a new inventor came. That inventor's name was Hermel Fraisse. What exactly Hermel Fraisse did? Hermel Fraisse went with his friends on a picnic. When he was at picnic, they realized that they forgot to bring tin opener with them. When they had to face the problem, Hermel Fraisse realized why there is a need of an external tin opener. And in 1969, after 159 years, this invention came in market by Hermel Fraisse. Now imagine, even if you think that now it has stopped, even people are working on new mechanism with the help of which tins can be opened. So technology is such a thing which never stops, and new innovations always keep on going, and it's always a work in progress. And even if you are developing a technology or you are working on an innovation, you must never stop at that single stage itself. Once you file a patent application or protect that innovation, after that also you must always read that and try to find out what add-ons I can make in that. And always keep adding those add-ons and protecting those add-ons. Only that is a way in which you can make a commercially successful invention. Now, when we talk about technology commercialization, in case of technology commercialization, we need to understand if we look at Indian scenario, out of the 100 patent applications which are filed at Indian Patent Office, hardly one or two inventions get commercialized. We need to understand why exactly this happens. That if I'm talking about 100 patent applications, why only one or two inventions get commercialized out of such a huge bulk of patent applications? For that purpose, we need to understand filing a patent application, patenting and commercialization are completely two different things. When you are filing a patent application, what criteria will be there? The criteria will be whether your invention possesses three qualities: novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability. Novelty in simple word means that whatever thing for which you are filing a patent application that was not reported before. Inventive step means whatever invention for which you are filing a patent application, either you are reducing cost of that technology or you are solving one of the problem which is there in existing technology. And third criteria which patent office will look at will be industrial applicability. That means your invention is not a vague invention. That invention can actually be manufactured and that invention holds some kind of use. But patentability and marketability are completely different aspects. There might be invention which will be non-patentable, but it might hold a significant market value. And there are inventions which hold significant, which are not commercially, for which you can file a patent application, but which will not be having any commercial value. So we have to look at that invention in a dual aspect. If you are thinking to commercialize your invention, you must look at your invention from patentability point of view also, as well as marketability point of view also. And when we look at this technology commercialization, first thing which we keep to the first thing we keep to the need to keep in our mind is at what stages your invention will develop. If you go online, you will find this thing, that is technology readiness level, which is called as TRL. TRL in simple word means technology readiness level. TRL in simple manner provides a guideline or a method in which your invention must start from scratch to its final or end stage if you are planning to commercialize your invention. I'll just share in short about I'll just share in short about this TRL level, what these TRL levels are. Like you can see what exactly is TRL basic level, that is called as TRL1. TRL1 is nothing but level 1 when you start working on your technology, and that is called as basic research. Initial scientific research that have been conducted, principles are qualitatively postulated and observed, focus is on new discovery rather than application. You only are thinking at this thing that what exactly product or process on which I am working, how exactly that will be working, how exactly what will be my plan of action. That will be your TRL1 level. Once that level is complete, you need to move at TRL2 level. That is applied research. What will be commercial aspects of that invention, how exactly it will be applied. Then TRL3 will come, that is critical function of proof of concept establishment. In this level, whatever applied research you are doing, advancement, early stage development, it begins, and studies and laboratory measures, validation, all you will be thinking about all those things. Once this level 3 is complete, you must move towards TRL 4 level. What this TRL 4 level will be? Lab testing and validation of alpha prototype. The alpha prototype about which you are which you have worked in the TRL 3 level, you will be working on its lab testing and validation of that alpha prototype. Once that is complete, you will be moving towards TRL 5 level. What is TRL 5? Laboratory testing of integration semi-integrated system. Then will come TRL6, that is will be prototype system verification. The prototype which you have made, its system verification you will be doing. Then TRL7 comes. What is TRL7? TRL7 is integrated pilot system demonstration, where you will be actually demonstrating the pilot system. After TRL7, TRL8 comes. What exactly is TRL8? TRL8 is system incorporated in commercial design. The prototype on which you are working, if you think that I'll be selling this prototype in market, in 99% of cases, that is not possible. At this level, you are till this TRL7 level, you have thought about your invention from innovation and invention and innovation aspect. But once TRL7 is complete, you will be actually looking to commercialize your invention. And when you actually want to commercialize your invention, you will have to look into aspect which customer will be purchasing my product, what exactly is in mind of that customer, and how exactly I need to design my invention or innovation so that a person will be ready to purchase my product. And that level will be TRL8. In TRL8, what will happen? Actual system process completed and qualified through test and demonstration before commercialization. Pre-commercialization demonstration will be done of your product, of your project, and after that the last level will come, that is called as TRL9. This is the final stage, but practically if you are from academic background, normally it is not possible for individual inventor to reach level TRL9 on his own. So when once you reach at TRL7 level, you need to start to identify someone who will an industry who will assist you in TRL8 and TRL9 level, or you need to plan to start your own business or your own enterprise. And only after that you can complete TRL8, and after that you can move to TRL9, because TRL moving to TRL9 at academic level becomes practically very difficult. What exactly is this TRL9? System proven and ready for full commercialization. That your system is completely ready, only thing that is left to manufacture it and sell it in market. So these are various levels. Always keep in mind whenever you are working, whenever an idea comes in my mind, I will always work, if I work on this idea in this TRL level 1 to 9, the probability of success or commercialization of my idea will increase multifold. So this is the way in which your invention must work. So these are various technology readiness levels. Next thing is identify. Next thing is identify the IP innovation in your technology. Whenever you are working on a technology, although your invention is that although your invention is related to some invention or the technology, first of all what you need to identify is that what exactly multiple intellectual properties and innovations are there in your technology. In this case, what exactly will happen? At this level, what exactly will happen? First thing, you have to look at your technology in a holistic approach. What I will look, whatever product or process on which I am working, what is invention part in that project or process? what things will be there, what inventions will be there in my project or in my product or that process, so that I will identify and bifurcate that invention part, because that invention part will be protected by way of patent application. But I cannot stop at patent level itself. I will also look the designs which I have drawn, the drawings which I have made, the charts or graphs which I have made, whether all these things are there, I need to protect that part also by way of copyright application. Then how my product looks. If look of my product are different, or if multiple different unique looks can be developed of my product, I'll be protecting those looks of my product by way of design application. Then if I'm establishing some unique name or logo or brand name for my product, or even if I'm not commercially manufacturing, but a new name has came in my mind, that this will be the name with which my product will be known. So that name at that stage itself, I'll be protecting it by way of trademark, because that will be identification mark of my product. That will be the name which I have thought about my product. It will be protected by way of trademark application. And when you complete all this multiple holistic approach, your invention will not be just restricted to single intellectual property. There will be multiple aspects. So if I'm an infringer, from whatever aspect I try to enter in your domain of technology, I will be infringing either patent or trademark or copyright or design, but one way or other, I'll always be infringing your invention. So this is a manner, this is a way in which you must look at your technology. It is not that I have developed an invention, I'll be filing a patent application and case is closed now. Always look at your invention from multiple aspects. And apart from that, whenever you are thinking about technology commercialization, always keep this line in mind. Identifying what to file and what to hide is the first stage of commercialization. Many times what happens, people, the both ways in which you can destroy your invention is available. First way is you are disclosing everything about your invention in your patent application. And another thing is that you are keeping many critical parts unprotected by way of your patent application. Both the methodologies will completely destroy the commercial aspect of your invention. It is not necessary, like take an example, if I am working on a technology in which I have developed a device with the help of which I have developed an EVM machine, where I can, which will be an electronic voting machine. The EVM machine which I have developed, if the softwares which I have used, the algorithms which I have used, the source codes which I have used, if I am disclosing those softwares and source codes by way of my patent application will not protect this part. And this part will come in public domain. Anyone will start using that, or people will be having definite a huge material based on which they can try to find out a new technology which can substitute my technology. In this case also, commercial viability of my product will reduce. But another thing is that if I am developing an EVM machine, I have used a unique chip and I have not mentioned about that chip in my patent application. Once my EVM machine will come in market, people will identify that this chip is unique and they will straight away copy that chip, and I cannot stop them because I have not protected that chip by way of my patent application. So whenever you are looking at your invention, if we look at patent point of view, always keep in mind the thing which can be reverse engineered, or the thing which a person can identify when your product comes in market, you must never keep that part as your trade secret. And another thing, when you are using any source codes, any specific algorithms which cannot be identified by person, even by way of reverse engineering or any other mode, you must never disclose that part. You must keep that part as your trade secret. So just protecting an invention by various intellectual properties is not important. What not to protect by intellectual property and keep that part as your trade secret is also equally important. So when you are looking at commercialization point of view, look at your invention in both these aspects, from IP aspect also, as well as from intellectual property aspect also, and as well as trade secret aspect also. When you look at this multiple aspect, another thing comes where whichever patent application you are filing or whichever intellectual property protection you are filing, whether that is properly drafted or protected or not. And many times what happens, people say, sir, I am having 3 patent applications granted, but my invention is not getting commercialized. What exactly is the problem? When I go to people, people are not showing much interest in my technology. I have filed multiple patent application. You need to understand, although you have filed multiple patent application, although multiple patent applications are granted, but what exactly is the protection which that invention is granting? When a person says that patent application is granted on my name, that simply means one of the claim in your patent application is granted. And what exactly is a claim? Claim is the actual fencing in which your invention is protected. And if any other person infringes your patent application, that means one of the claim of your patent application is getting infringed. If your claims are not properly drafted, but if they are fulfilling the criteria of novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability, patent office will grant that patent to you. But that claims will be a useless claim, and that claim will not be able to protect the infringer from infringing your patent application. So claim in simple word is a fencing. If I am having a plot, if I am not properly fencing my plot, in that case, I cannot blame that although I am holding this plot, I have made a fence, but people are infringing my fencing, or people are traveling through that, or people are sending their animals in that plot. Because I failed to create a proper fence around my plot. That exactly the reason. Whenever you are filing a patent application, you also need to understand what things are claimed in your patent application, whether they are drafted as per actual patent act and rules or not, and what exactly protection this invention is providing to you. Next part comes how to identify a potential buyer for your invention. I had an idea. I worked for 1 year on that idea. I completed that project. I filed patent design and multiple intellectual properties also. I have protected that idea also. But most important thing is that invention is protected on my name. But to bring that invention in market, I need to identify how I can bring that invention in market. For that purpose, if you are planning to start your own business, it's good and okay. You can straight away go to Startup India, register yourself under Startup India. You will get various government benefits also, and you can plan to start up your business. But many time what happens, the aspect in which your invention, the invention which you will need to sell in market, it is not that you are manufacturing and it will get sold. You also need a huge setup, a marketing team, distributor network, manufacturing setup. All these things are also required. Many times companies hold monopoly on that segment, and it is very difficult for a new company to establish their brand or business in that segment, and people are not having that potential. In that case, you need to identify a potential customer who can manufacture and sell that product in market for you. When you talk about any intellectual property, always keep in mind intellectual property is nothing but a movable property. Whatever you can do with your car or bike, you can do same thing with your patent application also. What I can do with my bike? I can either give my bike to my friend, that he can keep that bike for 3 days. That means what is happening? I am licensing my bike for 3 days to my friend. Same thing can be done with your patent application also. You can give a limited period license to any person. That license can be exclusive or non-exclusive also. If I say to my friend that I am giving you my bike for 3 days, but only you must drive that bike. No other person will be allowed to drive that bike. Or I am giving my bike to you for 3 days, but you can also give it to other people from your family also. They can also drive that. What is the difference? One is exclusive, that only you will drive that bike, and other is non-exclusive, that although I am giving my bike, but if my some other friend is require that bike, I will also allow him. You must allow him also to ride that bike. In this case, what exactly is happening? It is non-exclusive agreement with my friend. So this is licensing, exclusive or non-exclusive. You can license your invention. You can sell your invention. I can sell my bike to someone. I can take a one-time price and sell my bike. That is selling in that is selling of your patent application. So whatever you can do with your intellectual property, whatever you can do with your movable property, all things can be done for your intellectual property also. Now, when you need to identify your buyer, the first thing will be identifying customer. The first thing will be identifying customer. So what customer? What is there? Identifying customer. Whatever product you are having, you need to identify. you need to identify that what exactly are the companies who are manufacturing that product. Next, identifying the manufacturer. Then you need to identify many times if it's an automobile product, although Tata Motors is manufacturer, but that product might be supplied by some vendor to them. So who exactly is the vendor who is manufacturing that product? You need to identify that and you need to approach him, not to Tata Motors or Mahindra and Mahindra. Next thing will be identifying point of contact in organization. If it's a big organization, there will be the design department or R&D department. But for a small vendor or the SME company, it will not be there. You need to identify who exactly is decision maker, who can take your product. And next thing will be how to initiate communication. Many times people share their patent application, the company will not be interested in your patent application. You need to prepare an advertisement, a marketing PPT. In that marketing PPT you will be showing that whatever product I have developed, what advantages that product is having, what product you are selling in market, how if you take my product, how what benefits it will be gaining to you, what number of how it will increase your number of customer. Company will only be interested in those things. Like we can take an example of Colgate with Shakti. In advertisement of Colgate Veg Shakti, Colgate doesn't elaborate what exactly are content in that Veg Shakti, the toothpaste, or how exactly that paste is manufactured. Colgate Veg Shakti will only show how this toothpaste is beneficial to you. And same aspect has to be kept in mind whenever you are identifying or communicating with a potential buyer. So this exactly was about the basics of the commercialization of your invention. So whenever you are planning, so whenever you are working on any technology, I will always recommend look at the technology from intellectual property point of view. Always follow TRL guidelines, and after following TRL guidelines, whenever you are commercializing, identify your potential also. Invention requires 200 crore of the investment. I am an individual investor and I am thinking, no, I will commercialize that invention by myself only. That is practically impossible. And it is not necessary, although I have developed a component of a bike, that doesn't mean I will be manufacturing whole bike. Even Tata Motors doesn't manufacture whole bike. They are having hundreds of vendors who supply various components to them. And same rule is applicable for us also. So we must look at our invention in a holistic and realistic approach. So that was about the technology transfer and commercialization. If you are having any questions, we can discuss, or then we can stop. Sir, your mic is off.
Thank you very much, sir, for this amazing session. So very nicely explained everything. And now I am inviting Professor Kamlesh Ahirwar, Assistant Professor, BSc Computer Science, and Coordinator, IIC Science and Technology College, IIMT College, Greater Noida. Now over to Professor Kamlesh Ahirwar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vikas, sir. The session is very helpful for our student, even as a teacher. And I'm audible, no, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. So it's a very nice session, sir. Even a student, even as a teacher, for me, it's very helpful. And you gave the examples, sir. Coca-Cola, mineral water, even tin opener. I can't hear about this, that even you explain the IPR, copyright, design, trademark, etc. Thank you for giving the valuable time and scheduled time. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. Also, thank you our Honorable Director, Dr. Poonam Pandey, ma'am. And thank you, Vikas, sir. Thank you, respected HOD, Madam, our Dr. Vishali, ma'am. Okay, Advocate Swapnil Gawade, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.